The most successful players aren't the most talented. They're the ones who learn, grow, and evolve from anything the game of basketball and life throws at them. Okay, and I want to start this with sharing my personal story, okay, from my journey when I used to play college ball in the United States, right? And I still remember this moment because it literally transformed my life. Okay, it literally transformed my life, and I will share a little bit of why later down the line in this video. But first, let me tell you what happened. Okay, I still remember it was my junior year, and my own college coach, right, my own coach who recruited me, calls me into his office and he says those words to me that I will never forget. He says, and I say, quote unquote, okay, he says, AK, basketball is just not in your future. If I was you, I would focus on school. And I started laughing. I literally started laughing, and because in my mind, I was like, watch me, and I will come back to this story and the whole point that I'm trying to make out of it, but this is just a sneak peek for you to kind of understand the rest of the message that I'm about to share. All right. So the thing is that most players, right, play the game of basketball to chase rewards, to chase fame, money, status, validation, recognition, okay, statistics, right? A lot of players use this stuff as a main motivation, right? And the thing is that the players who play to grow, who play to learn, to develop, to figure things out, right, advanced way faster than those who focus on the things I just mentioned, right? And there's this famous quote by none other than Kobe Bryant, right? He said, I play to figure things out, I play to learn, right? So, and I really take his teaching to my heart because it's true. Like, if you play the game of basketball to learn, to grow, to develop, to improve, right, then you definitely, in the long term, advance way faster than those who focus on those rewards, accolades, fame, money, status, and so forth, right? And also, they're in for a roller coaster of frustration, right? Because sometimes those things happen and sometimes they don't, right? And if that's the reason why you play, then you're going to be on a very fragile, okay, confidence. Now, the thing is that most successful players completely understand that success, so the formula for success is experience times growth. Okay, and when you put these two together and truly optimize it, right, then you have a highest likelihood for success. Okay, and that goes with all experiences. Okay, we are often taught that we are only learning from the tough ones, but that's not the case, okay? You want to turn all experiences into growth. No matter if they are positive, if they are negative, okay? Whatever the case may be, whatever life or the game of basketball throws at you, you literally always want to grow, okay? You always want to learn from positive and negative ones, right? From those that were really hard on you, emotionally heavy, to others that were perhaps very happy and successful in a way, right? You continuously want to grow because what happens if you don't learn from a positive experiences? This is a wasted opportunity, right? And you literally want to turn all these experiences into fuel for success. And now I actually want to come back to the story, right? To my college experience and to pick up where we left off. I was laughing, right? So I was literally in the middle of his office, laughing there, thinking, watch me, right? I literally said that, watch me. And, that experience, right, could have gone one of two ways, right? So we could have gone either me saying, yes, you're right, you're definitely right, I'm just not good enough, I will focus on school, I should focus on school and just quit basketball, right? I could have said that, or I could have started believing that, but something just lit that fire under me. He literally poured fuel into the fire because it literally made me work even harder. I was even more motivated. I was working my ass off before that, but after that, I went ballistic. I was just like going crazy in the gym, just going harder and harder. And eventually, that made me so much better, and I'm so grateful that he said those words to me because it truly made me who I am today, built my character, and truly helped me become successful basketball player, right? Because of him, because he said those words to me, okay? And I turned that experience into growth, right? It literally propelled my career. I transferred after that season, and eventually in my 20-year career, I went on to play in over 10 different countries, and if you ask me, I would say that's a damn successful career. Anyways, coming back to the point here, turn all of your experiences into growth. Okay, once you do that, it will give you the highest chance to be successful. Okay, and to truly rewire that into your subconscious mind so that you embody this and do this automatically in your day-to-day life, right? So that you turn all you've experienced from the game of basketball and life into growth. Okay, we're going to actually do an exercise together. All right, and this one is called the Mindset Alchemy. And if you don't know what alchemy means, right, is literally old science of turning lead into gold. Okay, so turning lead into gold, it comes from thousands of years ago. There's this book called The Alchemist, right, where it talks much more in depth. And amazing book, by the way. Definitely recommended read, one of my favorite books ever. But anyways, coming back to the exercise here, right? The Mindset Alchemy. Okay, we're literally going to rewire your subconscious mind so it starts turning all of your experiences into growth unconsciously, right? Automatically, you literally embody that. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do with this one, and the master alchemist turns all the adversity into growth. Okay, turns lead into gold, right? This is where the inspiration of the name comes from, and this is how it works. Okay, there is 4 steps to it. Before we dive into the step number 1, okay, we're actually going to take a piece of paper, a pen, okay, and draw 4 big boxes, right? And in the top box, you're going to identify 3 of the most mentally and emotionally challenging moments of your whole basketball journey. Okay, and once you're done with that, step number 2 is about examining the mindset at the time. Okay, so you're going to ask yourself, what was going through my mind at the time, right? What state of mind was I at? Okay, what were your thoughts? How did you feel? What were you telling yourself? Okay, so think deeply, okay, and write it down for each of these events. Step number 3 is about flipping the script. Okay, so here is where alchemy takes place. Okay, so we take this raw material of pain and transform it into growth. Okay, transform it into wisdom. Right, so you can ask yourself, how can I view this from a new perspective? Okay, what lessons, what growth, what strengths came from it? What and how did this experience serve my growth, right? And literally flip the script. Okay, and finally, step number 4 is about anchoring these positive frames. Okay, so you want to build a playbook. Okay, so a playbook to truly anchor this fully, right? So, what mindset, what tools, what techniques can I use when something like this happens again or something similar? Okay, how can I turn all these opportunities into growth the next time? Right? So, what habits, practices can I implement to make me more resilient? Okay, and what is like one small action step that you will take today to embody these new frames? All right, so here's the thing. This will literally rewire your subconscious mind, okay? And the more you do this for more experiences, okay, it can be the game of basketball and the game of life, okay, the better you will be. The more you will embody this, the more automatic your thinking will be. Do this work, and I guarantee that you will never see experiences the same way again. Okay, and I want to leave you here with saying that greatness isn't given. Okay, it's earned through growth, right? And I'm here to give you the tools to do just that. All right, so hit that subscribe button and let's keep leveling up. I'll see you in the next one.